What's up, y'all? It's King Combs, and right now I'm taking over my pop's Instagram.
The trial of Sean Diddy Combs began on May 5, 2025, in a New York federal courtroom, marking the start of one of the most high-profile criminal cases in music industry history. Combs faces serious federal charges, including sex trafficking, by force, racketeering conspiracy, and transporting individuals for purposes of prostitution. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges and remains in custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. Judges have denied his bail requests, citing concerns over possible witness tampering and his status as a flight risk. Prosecutors allege that Combs operated a criminal enterprise for more than a decade, using his business as a front to facilitate and conceal criminal activities. A key piece of evidence is 2016 surveillance footage showing Combs assaulting Cassie Ventura, his former girlfriend. Prosecutors argue that Combs tried to cover up the footage by offering a $100,000 bribe to hotel staff, suggesting an effort to obstruct justice. This video, combined with Cassie's earlier lawsuit and subsequent settlement, opened the floodgates for over 60 civil lawsuits filed against Combs, with allegations spanning from the early 1990s to 2023. These claims were made under laws like the Adult Survivors Act, which temporarily lifted the statute of limitations for survivors of sexual abuse. Many of the lawsuits allege coercion, rape, and assault, some involving minors. Several plaintiffs claim Combs used drugs like ketamine and ecstasy to control them, during what prosecutors describe as orchestrated and non-consensual sex events. Some of the civil cases allege assaults began when the plaintiffs were as young as 10 years old. Combs' defense team, now led by Brian Steele, who is known for his work on the Young Thug case, argues that the relationships were consensual and that the lawsuits are financially motivated. The defense emphasizes that despite the video evidence, Combs has not been formally charged with domestic violence. The team has also reportedly considered bringing on a black female attorney to strengthen their public image and diversify their courtroom strategy. The case has had ripple effects across Combs' family, especially his son, Christian King Combs, who is facing his own sexual assault lawsuit. King has publicly supported his father while remaining mostly silent on the legal matters. Rumors suggest that Diddy is doing everything possible to manage public perception and family unity behind the scenes, which is allegedly causing tension among legal teams and courtroom observers. The trial is expected to continue for several weeks, with Cassie Ventura already having testified about her relationship with Combs and the alleged abuse she suffered.
Video captured on multiple cameras shows Combs assaulting his then-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura.
High-profile observers and former associates have begun distancing themselves from the mogul, and actor Jamie Foxx recently expressed public disappointment in Combs, calling out his actions in a comedy performance. With more witnesses expected and the potential for additional evidence to emerge,
Difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life, but sometimes you gotta do that. I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
the outcome of this case may have long-lasting consequences not just for Combs, but for the broader entertainment industry as well. Diddy's famed white parties were iconic gatherings held in upscale locations like the Hamptons, Los Angeles, and Miami. Known for their opulence and exclusivity, these events attracted a who's who of the entertainment world. However, it's important to distinguish between these public, celebrity-filled parties and the alleged private gatherings, referred to as freak-offs, which are now central to serious legal allegations against Diddy. While many celebrities were present at these high-profile parties, attendance alone does not imply any involvement in or knowledge of alleged misconduct. Media outlets, including the BBC and U.S. Magazine, have documented numerous high-profile attendees over the years. Justin Bieber, for example, was seen at multiple Diddy events, a connection that gained attention after actor Cuba Gooding Jr. suggested in an interview that Bieber had been affected by those experiences. Mariah Carey attended the 2007 White Party in East Hampton, alongside Tommy Lee and Busta Rhymes. In 2006, Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian were photographed at a similar event, while Jennifer Lopez, Diddy's former girlfriend, was frequently seen at his parties. A resurfaced clip from The Wendy Williams Show even shows Lopez's mother reacting uneasily to the idea of her daughter reconnecting with Diddy, adding retrospective scrutiny to their relationship. Jay-Z and Beyoncé were regular guests at Diddy's major events, sometimes even using them as platforms to debut music. Ashton Kutcher described these parties as wild in a resurfaced interview, and Khloe Kardashian once said that at a Vegas party hosted by Diddy, half the people were butt naked, according to U.S. Magazine. Russell Simmons, Usher, who once lived with Diddy during his teenage years, and other stars like Al Sharpton, LL Cool J, Aretha Franklin, Betsy Johnson, Donald Trump, Demi Moore, Russell Brand, Star Jones, and Martha Stewart have also been documented as attendees. Yet not all celebrities welcomed an invitation or accepted one. Ice Cube declared during a 2024 concert in Las Vegas that neither he nor WC ever attended a Diddy party. 50 Cent has long been outspoken about avoiding Diddy's events, citing an unsettling atmosphere. Comedian Cat Williams once joked he turned down $50 million just to avoid attending. Jaleel White quipped, "Rejection is God's protection," saying he was never invited. Ray J has publicly stated that while he attended some parties, he never saw the kind of criminal behavior now alleged. In the background, an unverified list of supposed party attendees has circulated online, naming figures like Leonardo, DiCaprio, Megan Fox, and Howard Stern. However, reputable sources have not confirmed this list, and it appears to be driven more by online speculation than fact. It's been compared to the speculative lists that followed Jeffrey Epstein's scandal, despite no evidence linking these individuals to the current case. Some celebrities, such as Usher and Megan Fox, have reportedly deleted past social media posts referencing Diddy, which has further fueled speculation but still lacks concrete proof. Overall, while Diddy's white parties were major...
Diddy's ex J-Lo, fans also dug up her 2015 appearance on The Wendy Williams Show. Her mom, Guadalupe, reacting to a rekindled romance.
I could always see you getting back with Puffy in a little way.
Events in the entertainment world, most available evidence suggests they were largely public affairs, distinct from the private gatherings now under federal investigation. As the legal proceedings continue, it remains essential to differentiate between confirmed facts and unverified online narratives. Justin Bieber's connection to Diddy's past events has fueled public speculation, but there is no verified evidence linking Bieber or his actions to the legal case surrounding Diddy. Importantly, Diddy's parties reportedly varied significantly in tone and purpose. Some, according to attendees like Arsenio Hall, were described as family-friendly events where children were present. Others, like the one Khloe Kardashian recalled, were overtly adult in nature. This wide range in the nature of Diddy's gatherings makes it difficult to generalize what any individual attendee might have experienced or witnessed. Diddy's legal troubles formally began in September 2024, when he was arrested and indicted on charges including sex trafficking, racketeering, and transporting individuals for prostitution. Prosecutors allege that he orchestrated private gatherings known as freak-offs, involving coerced sexual acts, often under the influence of drugs. These events are central to the federal criminal case. However, to date, no celebrity has been directly implicated in these specific allegations. Attorney Tony Busby, who represents over 100 accusers, has reportedly sent legal warning letters to unnamed celebrities who attended Diddy's events, suggesting that those who may have known about misconduct but did nothing could face potential liability. This highlights the blurred line between passive attendance and complicity. But again, no public evidence directly connects any celebrity to illegal activity. Another curious element of the case is the way some past comments and moments have resurfaced in a new light. For example, a clip from the 2000 Grammy Awards featuring Rosie O'Donnell has re-emerged, in which she joked that while Lauryn Hill had 4 nominations and TLC had 8, Sean Combs has 5 to 10, a reference to a potential prison sentence. Though the joke was made in relation to earlier legal issues, it has taken on new significance amid Diddy's current charges. Interestingly, Diddy himself made statements that some now interpret as eerily self-aware of what was to come, suggesting concerns about his behavior weren't entirely new but are only now receiving broader public scrutiny. A major challenge in evaluating potential celebrity involvement lies in the lack of clear information about which events were the alleged freak-offs. Without these specifics, it's nearly impossible to determine who may have witnessed or known about illegal conduct. Publicly, the only known overlap between Diddy's lavish parties and the alleged criminal activity is the location, often the same homes or venues. But the tone and purpose of the events reportedly varied widely. As for the legal battle itself, it has grown in scope and intensity. Since his arrest in September 2024, Diddy has pleaded not guilty to all charges. A superseding indictment filed in March 2025 added new charges, including forced labor and another count of sex trafficking, bringing the total number of charges to 5. The man, once celebrated as a hip-hop mogul, now finds himself in the harsh conditions of Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC, a place known for
multiple Grammy nominees this year. Lauryn Hill's got 4, TLC's got 8, and Sean Combs 5 to 10. And he can really sing.
The departure of attorney Anthony Rico from Sean Diddy Combs' legal team has raised eyebrows across legal circles, especially given the timing, just weeks before jury selection was set to begin on May 5, 2025. In such a high-profile
joke about Diddy nearly 25 years ago, hitting a little different in 2024.
You're gonna hear about my party, they're gonna be shutting them down, they're gonna probably be arresting me.
Yeah, the viral resurfaced moments just keep coming in the wake of Diddy's racketeering and sex trafficking indictment.
Complex federal case involving charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and sexual assault. The loss of a key attorney so close to trial adds a new layer of uncertainty and strategic disruption. Legal analysts have pointed out that while Diddy's defense team remains sizable and well-staffed, with 5 attorneys still on board, including the high-profile addition of Brian Steele, known for representing rapper Young Thug, the exit of Rico may still have deeper implications. Rico, a black attorney from Harlem, shared a cultural background with Diddy, which could have added authenticity and strategic weight to arguments centered around racial bias and selective prosecution. These themes have already surfaced in the defense's motions, which claim that no white public figure has faced similar prosecutorial scrutiny despite comparable allegations. Rico's shared roots with Diddy might have allowed the defense to present those arguments with added emotional resonance, particularly to jurors who may relate to that context. His absence may therefore weaken that line of defense, at least in terms of courtroom delivery and cultural perspective. In parallel to these developments, defense attorney Tenny Geragos made a rare public appearance on a podcast in March 2025, where she addressed growing rumors and speculation surrounding Diddy's case. Geragos pushed back strongly against online narratives, particularly those involving alleged celebrity sex tapes tied to Diddy's parties. She suggested that much of the confusion was being fueled by attorney Tony Busby, who represents over 100 accusers in civil suits. Geragos accused Busby and certain media outlets of conflating unrelated incidents and stoking public hysteria with unverified claims. During the same podcast, the host clarified that while there have been claims linking celebrities to Diddy's private parties, there is currently no confirmed evidence that implicates any public figure in illegal activity. Geragos reinforced that Diddy has pleaded not guilty to all charges and maintained that many of the civil suits are opportunistic in nature. Yet, the situation may be taking another turn. Following a federal raid on one of Diddy's properties, in March 2025, a new witness has reportedly come forward with a potentially game-changing statement. The unnamed individual, who allegedly attended one of Diddy's infamous private gatherings, has provided testimony suggesting Diddy may have issued direct threats toward a guest identified as Key, believed to be a nickname or pseudonym. If corroborated, this testimony could lead to additional charges, possibly including witness intimidation or obstruction. This witness statement follows months of explosive allegations, including the now-settled case brought by Cassie Ventura, Diddy's former partner, and more than 60 other civil suits alleging a wide range of sexual misconduct. With Diddy already facing multiple federal charges, this new potential development could complicate his defense even further. As the trial draws near, the stakes continue to rise, not just for Diddy but for the broader entertainment industry, which remains on edge amid one of the most closely watched criminal trials in recent memory. Keena Harper, a lesser-known member of the now-disbanded group Dirty Money, has recently emerged at the center of explosive allegations surrounding Sean, Diddy Combs. Though not widely recognized for her ties to Diddy beyond their professional connection, recent developments suggest she may have played a much larger role in the unfolding legal saga. The revelations stem from fellow Dirty Money member Don Richard, who publicly alleged that Diddy had groped and threatened Harper prior to his arrest. Richard also claimed that Diddy failed to pay Harper for her work, despite overseeing her career. These accusations gained further traction when investigators uncovered that Diddy made 58 phone calls to Harper over a span of just 4 days, coinciding with the period during which he was sued. While the exact content of those calls remains unclear, their frequency raised serious concerns for federal authorities. As a result, U.S. Magistrate Judge Robin Tarnowski cited potential witness tampering and blackmail when denying Diddy's $50 million bail
on his team, end quote. Let me say this. Anytime an attorney backs out, that's not a good look. Now, there could be a variety of reasons as to why this happened, and we all get that. I understand that. But anytime an attorney backs out, particularly of a high-profile case like this, is not...
The judge stated that the volume of calls to Harper suggested Diddy had both the means and the intent to manipulate or pressure key witnesses. He further noted there was no evidence ruling out witness tampering, and added that Diddy posed both, a flight risk and a threat to community safety. Beyond the allegations involving Harper, further reports have emerged that Diddy may have used hidden surveillance equipment in his homes to secretly record guests, many of whom were prominent figures in entertainment, business, and even politics. These recordings allegedly captured high-profile individuals engaging in illegal activities such as drug use and sex acts with prostitutes and, in some cases, minors. The footage, reportedly obtained using hidden cameras installed throughout Diddy's residences in Los Angeles and Star Island, was allegedly used for blackmail. These shocking claims were largely revealed by Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a former close associate of Diddy who filed a civil lawsuit in February 2025. In a 73-page complaint, Lil Rod accused Diddy of sexual assault, sex trafficking, and racketeering. He also alleged that Diddy engaged in widespread criminal conduct, including acts of coercion, drug distribution, and even murder, with the help of staff members and associates. The lawsuit included photographs and other evidence which authorities have since reviewed as part of their criminal investigation.
Well, we have heard allegations about other celebrities connected to Diddy, but the people on Diddy's side say we're getting things all mixed up here. And she blames the media. Right. She, being Tenny Geragos,
has now turned to the possibility that these hidden recordings could serve as key evidence, or potentially disappear.
Created a life of its own, that they had seized videos of the freak-offs, and it kind of spun into who's on those tapes. And Hollywood became unusually soft.
Altogether. A viral TikTok video discussing the allegations prompted speculation from viewers, many of whom expressed concern that
one huge reason, and that's Tony Busby. Right after the indictment, he came out with a press conference with a 1-800 number behind him, threatening lawsuits against our client without having filed
the tapes
any.
Might be destroyed or accidentally deleted to protect those.
What she's referring to, part of why Hollywood went quiet, is we now know that Tony Busby sent demand letters to several celebrities, most notably Jay-Z, who stood up to that and is actually now suing Tony Busby for
featured. Some even suggested that federal raids on Diddy's homes in March 2024 may have been intended to secure or eliminate such incriminating evidence. Those raids, conducted months before Diddy's September 17, 2024 arrest in New York, revealed disturbing findings. Investigators reportedly discovered over 1,000 bottles of baby oil, narcotics, and an arsenal of firearms, including 3 AR-15 rifles with defaced serial numbers and a high-capacity drum magazine. These findings further substantiated the claims that Diddy had hosted so-called freak-offs, multi-day events in which victims were allegedly coerced into sex acts, often while under the influence of controlled substances supplied by Diddy or his staff. Reports indicate that these events were orchestrated not only by Diddy himself, but also by a network of enablers, including security personnel, domestic staff, personal assistants, and other high-ranking insiders. Victims were allegedly controlled through a combination of physical abuse, drug dependence, financial manipulation, and constant surveillance. In some cases, Diddy is accused of monitoring medical records and restricting access to basic resources to maintain control over participants. Perhaps most startling are the claims that Diddy's blackmail operations extended beyond celebrities. According to his former bodyguard, Gene Deal, Diddy also targeted religious leaders and international royalty. In a recent interview, Deal alleged that Diddy had bugged every room in his homes, allowing him to capture private, and often compromising, footage of powerful individuals, including preachers and princes. Deal suggested that if the full scope of Diddy's surveillance recordings were to be released, the fallout would be devastating not only for the entertainment industry, but also for global elites. These escalating revelations paint a grim picture of abuse, manipulation, and power dynamics at the highest levels. As Diddy remains behind bars awaiting trial, the legal and cultural implications of the case continue to unfold, threatening to shake the foundations of not only hip-hop, but the broader world of celebrity, influence, and justice. Recent allegations continue to shed disturbing light on Sean Diddy Combs and his alleged abuse of power in both the music industry and social circles. New claims suggest that Diddy used a method of drugging victims by spiking their drinks, specifically juices with ecstasy and other substances commonly associated with date rape. This tactic was allegedly employed to manipulate and control individuals at his infamous parties. What makes these accusations more alarming is the sheer scale of Diddy's influence. As a long-standing titan in the entertainment industry, his reach extends far beyond music. It's been suggested that this influence not only helped him attract celebrities to his private gatherings, but may have also allowed him to operate with a degree of impunity, potentially shielding him from scrutiny, even from law enforcement. Social media recently exploded when an image surfaced purportedly showing NBA superstar LeBron James dressed in a maid outfit at one of Diddy's parties. The photo, which appeared to be a selfie, quickly went viral with the caption, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party." While many have questioned the authenticity of the photo, suggesting it may have been AI-generated, the image sparked widespread debate. LeBron has not publicly addressed the post, further fueling speculation about whether the photo is real or simply part of an online engagement stunt. Although the LeBron image might be fabricated, other accounts suggest similarly strange, And explicit scenes were, in fact, occurring at Diddy's gatherings. According to reports, Diddy allegedly hosted wild sex parties in locations like the Hamptons, where celebrities, including gay rappers and household names, engaged in shocking acts. These claims were first made by a former drug dealer who described witnessing such scenes while delivering cocaine to Diddy's home. He recalled seeing A-list stars engaging in explicit behavior and claimed he lost all respect for them after witnessing the spectacle. The unnamed source also noted that these parties included not just male celebrities, but also female artists and sex workers, many of whom appeared to be under the influence of drugs. Some of the most sensational claims involved the alleged performance of occult-like rituals. One resurfaced video, widely shared on TikTok, alleges that Diddy and his inner circle performed full moon rituals